Hello, it's Justin here with another short video about the Hornby 01. And today I'm going to show you how to modify your slave controllers so that you can have more than 4 controllers in use at the same time. And as you can see here on the workbench, I've got the one I've used previously. It's been in the demo videos, and you can see it uses electrical insulation tape and copper adhesive tape to make the modification. So to talk about it, let's have a look at a fresh one, and we'll go through the process of fixing it. Now, all we need here is some standard electrical tape. This is about the 1-inch variety, and adhesive copper tape. Now, the local electronics store should have that. This is 5mm. If you can get 4, that's even better because you won't need to cut it. But 5mm will do you. Now, I've already prepared 4 pieces of that electrical tape. So I've cut across the 1-inch, and this is a 2mm slice of the electrical tape. Then I've got the copper tape. Again, I've got 3 1-inch pieces, and I've trimmed them so that they're 4 mils wide. Any wider and we'll start messing up the contacts on the interface here. So according to the technical notes, the top pin here is negative voltage. Then we've got R10, which is responsible for direction, and then R3210. So what we need to do is to shift R3 so it becomes R2, R2 so it becomes R1, R1 so it becomes R0, and blank out R0. So we start at pin 6, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pin 6, and we blank it out with 1 piece of this electrical tape. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so we blank it out with the electrical tape. So far so good. Then we need the copper tape. Now I've already prepared this so that you can easily peel it. I just use a knife to do that. However, the problem we've got is that the adhesive on the back of the tape will prevent the connectivity. So what we need to do is to fold it back on itself so that there's enough of this exposed copper to touch, in this case, R1. Now I found the best way to do that is to fold it back on itself on a diagonal so that, here we go, so that on the back we've got the maximum amount of copper touching the pin above, and then they've got the rest below. So we'll peel that off and we'll stick that in place. Alright, so the way that works is that the piece that we've just folded back here will touch the pin above, and then of course we've got the pin below exposed. So then we need to blank out the position for pin 5. So far so good. And we pick up our next piece of electrical tape and we do the same process. So we fold it back on itself. So you do need to be a little bit nimble. Fold it back on itself and then stick it in place. You do need a gap. Whoops. Let's stick this back on again. So it is a bit of a fiddly process, as you can see. So be prepared when you're coming to do this that you've got a bit of patience up your sleeve. Comes in handy, particularly with the copper tape because it's very, very fragile, as you can see. Alright, we're ready to go. So we'll put that one back in place. There we go. So we do need the gap between. Then another piece of electrical tape, and then our final piece of copper tape. So once you get the hang of it, it's not that tricky. So we fold it back on itself again so that we've got that electrical contact on the back. Then place it so it contacts the pin above and then extends over the pin of interest. Then the last piece of electrical tape over R3, pin 3, and we're done. So from there I just fold it back on itself and If you need to trim it, we can trim it. This one's probably a bit big. So I can fold it back on itself and maybe give it a bit of a help with a screwdriver. Now when inserting it, we just need to be particularly careful that we don't dislodge the pins. So we need to go straight in from the side. Don't twist or wriggle at all. And that's all there is to it. That's the modification, completely reversible, so you can pull this off at any time and turn it back into a standard slave. But if you insert this as the join between number 4 and number 5, then you can go up to 8. And if you insert it as the join between number 8 and number 9, you can go up to 12, and similarly between 12 and 13, all the way up to 16 controllers on your Hornby 01. Good luck.